Hi everyone, this is the video for home connections 35 and 36. Number 1, solve each problem below. 2 times 16, I know 2 times 16 is 32. If you didn't, maybe you would do 16 plus 16 to figure it out. If you know what 2 times 16 is, then 20 times 16 is also easy. Again, 2 times 16 is 32. 0 on the left, a 0 on the right. Letter C, 4 times 21. I might double. If I double 21, I get 42. And if I double 42, I get 84. If I didn't know that, maybe I would add 4 21s together, that repeated addition. Or maybe you know the traditional method for 21 times 4. That would be fine as well. But 4 times 21 is 84, and if I know that 4 times 21 is 84, then I know that 40 times 21 would be the same thing, but with a 0, 840. 8 times 15, I could double. 15 doubled is 30. 30 doubled is 60. 60 doubled is 120. And if I know that 8 times 15 is 120, 80 times 15 would be the same thing, but with another 0. Number 2, fill in the blanks. Okay, this shows that the left-hand side of the equation must be the same as the right-hand side of the equation. So I see on the left a 6 and a 20. And on the right, I see a 6 and a 2. 6 on the left, 6 on the right. Because I see a 2 and a 20, I know I need another 10. Because if you multiply 2 times 10, isn't that the same thing as 20? So again, look at the left and look at the right, and put the number in the blank that would make both sides of the equation equal. On the left, I see a 6. On the right, I see a 6. On the left, I see a 20. So I need 2 times 10 to equal 20. And if you were to multiply both sides, 6 times 2 is 12, add a 0. So the left side is 120. Same thing. On the right side, 6 times 2 is 12, multiply by 10, and you get 0. Or add a 0, and then you get 120. So that shows you that the left side and the right side are equal if you put a 10 in the blank. Okay. Letter B, I see 30 times 8. Well, there's an 8 on the right-hand side, but there's only a 3, not a 30. If I put a 10 in, 3 times 10, there's my 30. And then, of course, there's an 8 on both sides as well. So we're not figuring out what 30 times 8 is. We're really just figuring out what number needs to go in the blank, so that way the left-hand side of the equation matches the right-hand side of the equation. Letter C, 5 times 100. I see 100 on the left, and I see 10 times 10 on the right. 10 times 10 is the same thing as 100. So that means there's a 100 on the left and a 100 on the right. So I have a 5 on the left, which means I need a 5 on the right. And if you were to multiply the left-hand side, you'd get 500. And if you multiplied the right-hand side, 5 times 10 is 50, times 10 is 500. So it shows you that the left-hand side is 500 and the right-hand side is 500. If you put a 5 in the blank. The last one, I see a 40 and a 7. Well, I think I need a 4 to go here, because 4 times 10, there's my 40. And then I have a 7 and a 7 on both sides. And if I were to multiply it out, I'd get 280 on the left, and I would get 280 on the right, showing us that if we put a 4 in the blank, then the equation will be equal on both sides. Number 4, fill in the multiple wheel below. So on these, you take that center number and you multiply out. So 4 times 2 is 8. And if I know 4 times 2 is 8, then 4 times 20 is 80. 4 times 3 is 12. So 4 times 30 is 120. 4 times 6 is 24, so 4 times 60 is 240. 4 times 9 is 36, So 4 times 90 would be 360. Moving on to home connections, page 36. Kyra is putting up streamers for a party. She uses 75 feet of streamers to decorate one wall. 2 more walls also use 75 feet of streamers. Kyra cut 75 feet of streamers for the last wall, but this wall has a large poster on it and she only needs to use 68 feet of streamers. How many feet of streamers did Kyra use in all? In all makes me think addition. Now, it must be a square room. And if it were a square room, it would be 75 plus 75 plus 75 plus 75. But they're saying that there's like a poster on the wall, which means I don't need streamers there. And instead, that wall only needs 68. So if you can picture it, that's really what we're doing. So we don't need to do 75 plus 75 plus 75 plus 75. We need to do 75 plus 75 plus 68. You also could do 75 plus 75 and then do 75 plus 68 separately and then add them together. You also could do 75 times 4 and then just take away 7 because this number is 7 less than 75. So I'll do that next so you can see that it's the same thing. Okay, but let me add how I originally was going to add. The ones column, 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15, plus 8 is 23. 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21, plus 6 is 27, 28, 29. 293. So that's my answer. She needs 293 feet of streamers. Because we're just talking about the length of streamers, so just plain feet. I also could have done 75 times 4, and I might double. I know that 75 doubled is 150, and 150 doubled is 300. Well, 300 isn't the answer because the last wall was not 75, it was only 68. So if I were to take 300 minus 7 feet, that poster must be 7 feet long, then I would get 293, just like I did over here. So 293 is the answer no matter how you figured it out, 293 feet. Number 6, Lewis and Kyra are getting ready for the party. Lewis makes 6 sheets or 6 pans, like a sheet pan, 6 sheets of cookies, and each sheet has 13 cookies. Then he makes 4 trays of brownies, and there are 16 brownies on each tray. How many cookies and brownies in all? So I need to do 2 multiplication problems and then add them together at the end. So the first one is 6 times 13. We talked about a lot of different strategies today. You could do traditional. You could do repeated addition. You could draw an area model. You could do that break apart method. So it doesn't matter how you do 6 times 13. If you did it in a way that's different than mine, totally fine. Okay, for 6 times 13, I think I'm going to do the break apart method and make 13 into a 10 and a 3. So instead of 6 times 13, I'm going to do 6 times 10, because that's easy. And I'm going to do 6 times 3, because that's easy. And when you break apart, all you have to do is put it back together again. So we have 78 cookies, but I'm not done. I need to do brownies. Okay, a lot of people did an area model today in class. So I'm going to do an area model now to do 4 times 16. You might double for 4 times 16. You might know traditional. You might do 16 plus 16 plus 16 plus 16 and do repeated addition. No matter how you do it, 4 times 16, I'll just show you one way. 4 on the side, 16 on the top. This 4 by 10 section is 40. This 4 by 6 section is 24. Put it together and you get 64. So 64 brownies. If I look back up at the story problem, I often have to read story problems a few times. It says how many cookies and brownies in all. So now I need to take my cookie number and my brownie number and add it together. So 100 42 in all. That's my final answer. It's always nice to circle it when you have a lot of work going on. All right, here are the answers for home connections. 35, and 36. All right, kids, I'll see you in class.